whenever we talk about Web3 security, it's mostly the smart contract auditing, right? And rest is the Web2 hacks. And the one example of Web2 and why these kind of Web2 hacks are also happening as a protocol or as an ecosystem like Polygon or any company, we have to educate the users, build the ecosystem around these assets, right? As an auditing company, we can educate like how you can make better decisions while investing any protocol or any token.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Crypto Show by Coins Capture. Today we have Preetam from QuillAudits. Welcome Preetam.
Hey, hi, thanks for having me. Looking forward to the very good podcast.
Thanks Preetam. So it's been a long time we have been associated, and when it comes to security, I think QuillAudits is the name which we take over in the Web3 community. So great to have you. I think let's start with the overview. So security and Web3. So the most crucial thing I think associated together. So how you started in Web3, and tell us about QuillAudits and about the security.
Okay. So how we started in, initially in 2017, while we were working with some ICO projects, right? So at that time, we realized like these projects are doing so many, scams, not following a proper processes, or maybe they were just for the rug pulls, right? And we now can see, go back in 2017 or 18 initially, we can see 99% of those projects were just scam or just they were into market to raise the money, right? So at the time, we realized while we working with many ICO projects in 2017, 18, there's need of Web3 cybersecurity, Web3 due diligence before retail users invest in any Web3 project, right? So that's how we started our journey. And in this journey till now, we have worked with around 850 plus Web3 startups. And that's how we started our journey. Yeah.
Very interesting. That's a great journey, like starting my CEO.
Yeah. So we always, yeah, please. Yeah, we so always focused on, how we can secure this Web3 world, right? Everyone is talking about Web3 is going to change. There is so much decentralization is there. Users having the ownership of, assets or maybe the any things, right? So how we can make this world more safe and secure? What kind of tools, what kind of ecosystem we can build. So around that, we are actively launching your building tools around it and making sure this world is more safe and secure. Yeah.
Perfect. So with that, like regarding security, how Web3 security is different from Web2 security?
So indirectly, how Web3 security is different. In Web3, what we do, whenever we talk about Web3 security, it's mostly the smart contract auditing, right? And how it's different from the Web2. In Web3, our code is open source. Like any good product, it can be a Uniswap, or it can be Cow Finance, or any good NFT marketplace having the smart contracts. All the codes are open source. Anyone can see it, right? In Web2, there's nothing like that. Like your code is not open source. As a hacker, I can't see Flipkart or Zomato or Amazon backend code. Like what's the issue in what's the code of their ecosystem, so that if there is any bug or vulnerability, I can hack around it. So in Web3, like everything is open source. As a hacker, I can just go to their GitHub repo and I can just see if there are any bugs or vulnerabilities, and I can hack it, right? Like in Web3, we call it code is the money, and now we can see these hackers are now coming from the Web2 to Web3. Why to go behind the data when you can just hack the code and make money out of it easily, right? So that's how it's different. The code is open source, anyone can read it, and you having the expertise, you can try to find the bugs and vulnerabilities and you can hack it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
With this, just not the products, but as a user, there are commonly made mistakes related to when it comes to security. So what do you think, like as a user in the Web3, how we can safeguard his wallet, or like how we can safeguard the things?
Sure. So in Web3 cybersecurity, we divide the things in like I think two major things. One is again the Web2 kind of hacks, right? What I mean by Web2 kind of hacks, Like the social engineering is there, I'm getting the, scam links on my Gmail or any kind of stuff, and I'm just clicking on it, and I'm just opening the links, and these links are maybe redirecting to the an NFT product or a DeFi product, and I'm giving access of my MetaMask, right, so that they can do any transaction, right, or maybe they can pull out money of your MetaMask, right. So now these are kind of simple hacks, or that was also happening in Web2 also, right.
Yeah.
And the second that is most important around the Web3 is first we call the protocol level hacks. Like protocol means, like if I'm writing any smart contract, like in Solidity, there is bugs, vulnerabilities around the Solidity language, right. The first layer is this. The second layer is, if I'm building anything on the DeFi, NFT or DAO, every category is having their own kind of attack vectors. Like DeFi having their own attack vectors, like flash loan, any kind of stuff. NFT is having their own kind of attack vectors. It can be attack vector. It can be other kind of things, like maybe NFT was trading, or copycat of NFTs also, right. So every category is having their own attack vectors or own kind of hacks, and rest is the Web2 hacks. And the one example of Web2 and why these kind of Web2 hacks are also happening, I think we can see in I'm just missed the name of that company. The developer received a link on the Gmail, and due to that, the hack was around $900 million, and I remember it, right. So these both type of hacks are in this industry currently. And a user, how I can safeguard, definitely the first thing is, don't click on any link, right. Don't click, don't give access of your MetaMask or any. And there is so many scams are happening into Discord, right. Like that's the first, like, normal basic thing, right. The second is, as an investor, if I'm investing in any product, right, like but recently we were working with one project, like 2 days back only, like 3 days actually. We received the code, we started working on the project, right. And we not share the report with the client also. But somehow these guys, what they did, after they given the audit to us, like just the next day, they go on live, and they just direct pull around $6 million. And currently it's in the news, the project, they did direct pull, right. So these kind of things are also happening, right. So as a user, if I'm investing in any product, right, if I'm investing in any product, make sure to do the proper due diligence. Like, we having one tool, QuillCheck, where I can go, I can paste any token address, so I can see everything about the token, the liquidity, the code checks, the market checks, if this project is audited by any company or not, who's the founders, the background score, what the social score of the project, like what's going into Google News, what's going into Twitter or LinkedIn, so that I can make the better decision, right. So as a user, like, I think these ways can safeguard the user in a more better way.
So,
Yeah.
as you mentioned about, like, after doing audits also, rug pulls happen. So those are the part, like, those are, I think, in the recent, I think, cloud finance also has been exploited as a project, and this happens a lot of, like, there are many other projects being exploited. What do you think about this? Like, where are they missing, or like, what are the issues they are facing which can be covered?
So as a protocol founder, the first thing is, the language is very new, right. I'm not the language means the Viper or the Solidity. Like in the Curve Finance, there was some issue in the that Viper version, right. And then it got, there was some loophole, you can say, the vulnerabilities in that version. The hacker exploited it, right. So like, the first of all, the language is very, very new, right. I don't know what can be the next hack on that language, what kind of vulnerabilities in the language is. As a founder, I don't know, maybe my tech team knows it, right. The second is, we have seen many cases also. As a founder, they usually hire any freelancer from the Upwork or anything, right. And uh, and and these developers are also involved in so many hacks and scams, right. And the founders trust those guys, and trusting in what way they are trusting. They are saying, like, you can just deploy the contract, right, after the audit, right. And after the audit, they are doing the changes in the contract, and they are deploying, and they are just you know they are just exploiting the contract, right. So as a founder, I should hire the best team, that having a skin in the game. Try to hire the full-time guys, right. Don't trust anything in Web3. uh, that's the one thing. And if I'm an auditor and developer, like I have to make sure like I'm following the best audit guidelines. Like it can be from any auditing company, it can be from QuillAudits, it can be from the consensus, Trail of Bits, any company. I should be following. As a developer, also I should know, how I should prepare my code for the auditing company, so that the conversation can be very easy, and the auditors can easily do the audit report. They can understand the code in a more better way, right? So these are some of the things that both parties should follow, not only the founder should follow. But because I don't know, as a auditor or developer, what kind of the next hack is going to happen. Like if there is any hack or there is loophole found, as a developer or auditor, I should know like these the latest hacks are going on. This is the latest trend, so that I can improve my knowledge, and based on that I can write the next code.
So yeah, of course,
Yeah.
this overall tempers the trust also on the Web3 industry. So what are your thoughts, like this recent security? Like those are something going, there's no zero deal as we say, but we already try to make it more secure day by day. So like these types of incidents are related to security breaches and all. What do you think, how this impact on the Web3 community?
Definitely, like it impacts, right? I think someone shared with me, the Bharat Web3 system. They closely work with the government, right? So government shared like there's so many hacks and scams are going into this industry. How we can it regulate it, like how we can make it, and I was one with the Gurgaon cybercrime team also. They were also showing me some reports and FIR users are just investing in those DeFi products that are giving the good APY, right? The yields and everything. But that was happening in 2021 or maybe the initially 2022, right? But after that, the market is down. There is no projects giving so much APY, right? Right. So definitely, if there is these kind of scams and hacks is going to be happen, the trust is the issue, and we can see it. The government is asking the regulatory bodies or association like why these scams are going on. The first thing that we have to do, like as a auditing company or as a protocol or as a ecosystem like Polygon or any company, we have to educate the users. The first thing that is currently, even like currently, like we currently in 2023 is currently even missing or lacking, right? Like we can see daily so many like pulls are happening, right? So we have to educate the users in a better way, or maybe they don't know like these kind of tools exist in the market. If I'm investing, like there should be one checklist these users, the retail investors should follow. Like this is the checklist I should go through it, right? uh, and I feel we are in very initial days of Web3. Is going to be take more 5-10 years to become more standards around the smart contract auditing industry also. Like what kind of vulnerabilities, if I'm reporting, what's the priority of that hack or vulnerability. Like currently every auditing company is having their own priority of any hack or any hack if they are reporting, right? Like there is no standard around it, right? So I feel it's going to take more 5-10 years, so that users are we have to educate more, and this is the only way we can build more trust in the industry. And whenever any industry is new, like we can see even in the internet time, now in the Web3 time, the initial days are always around like that. Yeah.
That is so. I think like as you mentioned about education related to, as like users should be educated, right? So what are your thoughts? Like how QuillAudits or like firms like you play a role for this? So do you have something related to it where users can have an overview about like how they can safeguard their things, and like do you have something?
Also, like every days, every day we try to publish something on our Web3 security, either on social media or either through our blogs, right? It can be NFT guidelines, it can be DeFi guidelines. If I'm investing in an NFT or DeFi product, right? This is the one thing that every security content team currently is doing, right? The second team or the second thing every auditing company is now trying to do, they're building the tools and ecosystem, right? So any retail user or investor can use these tools. The first is definitely before you can say like while I'm investing in any product or token, I can see, as I discussed with the founder, what's the market score, what the code score, everything, like what's the audit score and everything. Like that's the basic thing. The next thing is, just I invested in any token or any product, right? Just assume maybe there was some, vulnerability was there in contract, right? There should be way where I can monitor those suspicious hacks or alerts, right? So next thing, like I think some companies are currently building and some tools are already live. The next thing is smart contract monitoring, right? Like just I invested in anything, I should be able to set the alerts. So if I feel any, suspicious transactions going on, there is any hack is going on, as a founder, I should also get the alert, or as a user, if I invested in any token, I should also get the alert, so that maybe I can pull out my money from that liquidity pool, or maybe there was some bug was in that contract and the hacker was, continuously draining some money out of your contract, right? So the monitoring is so much required. And the third thing is the insurance. Like just assume everything happened, you can't stop it. The next thing is only smart contract insurance, and that's very much important.
Interesting.
So these ways, I think, let me summarize. I think these ways, as QuillAudits and other companies are educating the users and building the tools and ecosystem again to educate the users. Again, the users can use these tools to, save their or their digital assets.
Yeah, that is more important. Like just not educating, but giving an overview about different how things are going right now. What are the things which are coming up as this industry is already a growing industry. So of course there's something new. With that, I think like in like crypto also there are bug bounties in Web3. Like projects keep bounty related to their production. So what are you think? What is your point? Like, does it impact the hackers and all? Like, do they check out, or like just an exploit is the only thing what they?
No, so I feel the auditing company and the bug bounty platforms both are going to play the important role to safeguard the Web3, right? Not only bug bounty, not only auditing company, right? Because as an auditing company or as an auditor, we are just trying to minimizing the risk, right? Maybe the protocol was so complex, like we have seen after so many audits, like some auditing companies, the projects are getting exploited, right? So again, just mentioned the language is new, the attack vectors are new, there can be so many factors around it, right? So it's always good to go with the bug bounty, so that there can be multiple eyes on your smart contracts, and so they can think like what can be the attack vector or what kind of hacks the auditing company missed, right? So we always has to go with the both, so that you can get the maximum eyes, or you can see the visibility of your contract, so that these guys can see it, right? Yeah.
Correct. With that, I think you also mentioned about insurance play an important role. So how crucial their role is, and do they have something that ensures users also with the project, or just the project is being insured now?
So so we currently exploring insurance part, right? Last week we just started working on the insurance part, working with some companies, how we can provide insurance to our protocol, right? As a auditing company, we did the audit, we tried everything, to use our expertise, to give the report, right? But the next thing is the insurance that can, give the guarantee to the founder, right? If like just assume anything missed, at least insurance is going to cover for you something, right? So I think there is two ways. The first is, the full fund can be insured like from the founder side, and then if any users invested, they can also take the insurance around it. The users will also get the insurance. The both ways, these DeFi or even the smart contract insurance protocols are currently in the market. But I always suggest slowly. I think insurance is going to be the next thing with the smart contract monitoring and the insurance. It will give the more safety and security to the users and the founders also. You can monitor and just assume if anything missed after audit monitoring, at least insurance is there to safeguard you.
Interesting. So yeah,
Yeah.
but I think for them also this is something which is the so down the line I think insurance companies also will come up with more possibilities. Within I think there's one concept called as red tape, and how it helps the Web3 security.
So, in Web2, we already having the red team, right? And we also launched our red team, right? So, indirectly, what the red team is doing, red team is just a, group of ethical hackers just that we hired through our process and screening, the way we hire our auditors, right? And what the role the red team is going to play is the same role the bug bounty platforms are playing. But here we having the, you can say the experience, gone through our interview process and everything. They're having the expertise to, to audit the contracts and everything, right? So our red team is having currently around 30 plus auditors, right? And they having the expertise on doing L1, L2, audits, DeFi, NFT, all kind of audit and everything, right? So indirectly, these red team or bug bounty platforms are adding a layer of security after the auditing company audit is done. This is the first thing. And the second is, what the red team is doing, like, just assume as an auditing company, I don't have the budget to go with the, any auditing company, can be QuillAudits or anything, right? You can go with the red team and you can set the process. I want to pay, per high vulnerability or pay medium vulnerability or low vulnerability. And then we are also having, kind of wardens. So, whenever these auditors will, you can say the red team will make the reports, the warden will, combine all the bugs and reports, and then they will give the final report. So it's also a best option for them also, like, just on the paper bugs you are, giving to those guys. So is this way, this red team is helping the founders also. And for auditing company and also the founders, the protocol founders helping in the more security after the audit.
So it's something like the white hat hackers, as we say.
Yeah, something like white hat hackers.
Interesting. So with this, like, what are the challenges like the Web3 community should overcome in the coming times? And like, what do you think?
In the next, coming years, like, the one thing that we should focus, or as a auditing company or any ecosystem, is, is to educate the users. As much as if we can educate the users, we can, build the ecosystem around digital assets, right? As an auditing company, we can educate, like, how you can make better decisions while investing any protocol or any token. As a exchange, like, just take example of CoinDCX or CoinSystem, where if I'm investing in any, any protocol, I should be having some kind of index, so that, what kind of pump dump is going on, right? What kind of things are going on around this token side, so that I can make the better decision while I'm investing. So that is from the exchange point of view, right? And from the regulatory bodies, like Bharat Web3 Association and these associations, they are educating the government, like, why the need of, digital assets, why the need of Web3 and the decentralized world, right? So to overcome the, the next thing, we have to, educate the, community, the enthusiasts that are coming to build on the Web3. And I feel Web3 is same for everyone. It can be for the Meta, or it can be from the QuillAudits, or it can be someone currently in the college, right? We have seen so many good builders still in college in first, second years, and they are build good products and raise the funding also, right? Yeah.
So I think it's not about just a user or just any protocol or any exchange needs to be educated related to security. I think it's an overview that we all need to.
Definitely, or from recovery parties that are involved, from the auditing companies to the exchange, to the protocol, to the infra level companies, to the government, to the associations, everything, every company should educate the users, and they should work closely more.
And as we already say in our community, like, if we are using any particular email, it should be different for this type of, like, for exchanges, or you are using any particular plugin, just check out that there's no another extension in your particular Chrome browser or whatever browser you are using. So I think those are some points that needs to be people should understand.
Definitely agree.
I think there were good things like what we discussed today. It was great having you related to Web3 and security. I think we have covered a lot of things. But in coming times, of course, we'll have some podcast related to more Web3 related particular topics we can discuss. So I think that's it for today. Any closing thoughts from your side?
No, I think all good. Thanks for having me. And the closing thought is only that, like, if any user is investing in any protocol or product, make sure you are doing your due diligence properly. Because there is currently, or like, I think it's going to be so many bad actors currently that are just trying to make money out of it. But it will take more times, like maybe 5-10 years. We are going to be having a good ecosystem where we having the ethicals, protocols, or good founders in the industry. So the closing note is that only do your proper due diligence before you invest or interact with any DeFi or NFT or any protocol.
Yeah. Thank you, Preetam. It was very
Okay, thank you.
nice.
Bye bye.